Okay, so we're so excited to share with you guys. We had Oliver and Sarah B to Kansas City, and they did a couple of hour training for us. And so we're going to share with you some of the things that they shared with us. Some of it is our tips, some of it's just information, some of it's kind of teasers that we're going to be sharing out. But I'm going to start with what Sarah shared with us. And so if you have a pen and paper, you're going to want to write a couple of things down. So I'm going to basically give you 14 tips that she shared with us. So tip number 1 is this is not about being perfect. It's about being you. So when you are doing your posting and all those things, it's about being authentic and about being you. So when you see other people posting, and if you're borrowing their posts, make it so that it's authentic to you. And a good way to do that is to pop into ChatGPT. And I know you've heard us say this before, and just say, reword this so it sounds like an original from me. And I know Melissa said that a couple of different times we've done trainings. You've heard it over and over, but that's number 1 tip. Number 2 is use EEI. Okay, so EEI when you are on your pages, and that is educate, entertain, and inspire. And so you do one of those in every single post that you do. You're doing something like that. So why do people come watch you? Do they come for you because you educate them, entertain them, or inspire them? Okay, so think about that. And I know that's one of the things that some people are talking about. What's happening with the new team, and why are they getting so many people coming in? What did they do in their other business? And that was what they focused on, was bringing value. So their value came in educating, inspiring, or entertaining. Number 3 is find your niche and your micro niche. And so basically what you're doing is you are asking ChatGPT. You talk into ChatGPT everything that you do. Tell it all about yourself, and then ask, help me find my niche. And it will give you some ideas. And then your micro niche will be based on what your niche is. Your micro niche will be something that you can filter it down to being more specific. Okay, so you'll hear those 2 things, niche and micro niche. And then number 4 is people ask the question, should I be on Instagram? Should I be on Facebook? Should I be on TikTok? And here's Sarah's advice. Go to the platform that you have the most followers, and that's where you want to be doing the majority of your work. Okay. Now I know a lot of times people post both on Instagram and on Facebook, and I was guilty of this. I was posting everything Instagram and feeding it right over to Facebook. And you want to keep those 2 things kind of separate, in that Instagram is just your niche. What are you working on? If it's your products and your business, and if you're working on, if you talk about menopause, or you talk about aging, if you talk about your kid, about something special with a health issue or your kids or whatever. And then on your Facebook, that's your family stuff. Facebook is where you put your family stuff, especially in your stories. Now, doesn't mean to put just family stuff on Facebook. It means that's where you want the majority of your family stuff. If you're going to put on Instagram something about your family that is related to biohacking and using your products, then of course put that in Instagram. But just be mindful of that Instagram is more for your business, and Facebook is more storytelling with your family. And then look and see, where are your followers? Where do you have the most followers? That's where you want to be putting your time into too. Okay. And then number 5 is clean up your profile. So if you have on your profile a whole bunch of stuff, so it's hard to figure out who you are and what you're about, clean that up. If you have a picture of your dog or your kids in your profile picture, not on your header, but in your profile picture, change that. Put a picture of just you, get a good picture with a clear background. And she suggested just a colored background, that seems to be the thing that grabs most people's attention. So just kind of look at that, and then try and make sure that you have a current picture, not a filtered picture, something that people will know when they get there that it's you. And we did ask specifically, because we build this business together, whether or not we should have the both of us in, because we have both of us in our profile pictures. And she said, yes, definitely. If you are building it with someone, that's what you have in your profile picture. Okay, number 6, how do you figure out who you are marketing to? And this one is really important. So take your age, and you're going to go 10 years up and 10 years down. So I'm 63. So my market is 53 to 73. And so then what I did is I went into ChatGPT based on her information or on her suggestion, went into ChatGPT and I said, tell me all the problems that people between the ages of 53 and 73 have. Give me all the problems that they have and give me solutions for them. And then what I did is I got this big long list of these are the problems and these are the solutions for it. And then I looked to see where my passions were that I could hone in on some of those problems and solutions and use that for my social media, and especially for my niche, right? Okay, so things, for example, for me, it was like empty nesters, aging parents, retirement, menopause, grandkids. Those were all the things that were kind of listed for that age group. And then, specific health challenges that age group would have that I could help them with. All right, number 7 is tell your story over and over and over and over again. And when you're telling your story, you might think that you've told it so many times that that it's an issue, but remember, not everybody sees your stories or your posts. And so if they're seeing it, again, we're down to 5% of the people that see us, right? So we're down from, we were like somewhere around 20% not that long ago. Now it's down to 5% of the people that are really how algorithms are run. And so just go ahead and tell your story over and over and over. She gave the example of one of the biggest girls in my line. She said, I was sick and tired of hearing her story. I was hearing it over and over and over and over again constantly, so that I felt like I could tell it myself. And she said, but I realized I had to stop and think or look, she was my biggest girl. She was growing and she had people signing up left and right. And so, because people knew her story and they were coming back and following her because of it. So constantly be telling your story. And then in your story, drip in your products. For example, I would say, I'd talk about trim sticks. Here's the supplement that helped me not have cravings and not go to the candy closet at the end of my school day every day. So pick a product and tell what it did for you. Okay. If you don't connect with your audience that way, they're going to go to Amazon and buy. Okay. So connect with your audience so that they want to buy it from you because they've heard the story from you. They've heard about the products from you. Okay. Number 8 is have a pinned post on your social media with your story on it. Okay. And I know some people, she made the comment, Sarah said, I thought I'm never going to have a pin post. Pin posts don't work. People don't follow pin posts. But she said, we started tracking and people that had pin posts were getting signups because of their pin posts. People were coming to that and seeing that and signing up. Okay. And then number 9. Okay. The best duplication model. And this is duplication for your partners. So when you bring a partner in, what is the best way to duplicate and have your partners duplicate? Number 1 is send them a welcome letter, whatever that looks like for you. If it's whatever it looks like, right? There can be lots of ways you do that. Number 2, have a standard of excellence. And your standard of excellence should be everybody hits manager in their first month. That's first calendar month. That's the standard. That's the standard we all go after, is that our goal is manager every month. Number 3 is conduct a dream call in the first week that they sign up as a business partner. And then number 4, follow up with your partners. Don't assume that they know everything and don't just hop in and say, do you have any questions? Because they won't know what questions they have. So follow up with some tip, some training, just connecting, whatever it is, follow up. Okay. And then back to everyone focusing on manager. Here's an example of how do you hit manager. If you have 10 gut collectives, you hit manager. If you have 14 fuel your glow, you hit manager. So that's kind of you're figuring out for your team, what is it that our team goes after. I know when we first started, we did ultimates. So everybody that we signed up with ultimates. Right? And then we kind of switched to Ignite plus trim sticks. And so, which is similar to our advanced. So, make sure you understand that and know how many kits that you need to go after and help your partners go after that. All right. And then, 10 is share, and share again. make sure that you're sharing on all your platforms. If you're on TikTok, share. If you're on Snapchat, share. If you're on Instagram, share. Just make sure that you are sharing all over the place. And then number 11 is Vault. Vault will be coming in July, and Vault is an app that is similar to Boards, and that will be coming in the Boards or in the X app sometime in July. And then we are number 12, June 5th. We're supposed to be getting Pulse. It may come earlier, but June 5th is kind of the drop dead when they said that they wanted that out to us. That will again be part of the X app. And I know that Melissa's in on the beta group for that. So we're going to have some great feedback from people that are actually active using it and are going to make sure that it works before it comes to us.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that most likely will be coming this week.
Awesome. And to tag on to that, I know we talk a lot about tracking. And here's the thing. We use Teamsy. I know a lot of people use Teamsy. Some people use spreadsheets. Some people use a calendar. Whatever it is, if you are not tracking, you're going to lose so many of your customers and your prospects. And so this is going to be another really great way to track. And Greg's going to talk about customer retention. And this is one way that you're going to be able to really get into. Isn't that one of the things that he talked about? Or maybe not. Okay, anyway, that was one of the things that Oliver talked about was customer retention and making sure that you really took good care of your customers so they wanted to stay with you, even if they stay for one product. You know, if you go through and you look at all your zeros that are in your volume report, what if all the zeros in your volume report bought just one product? What would that do for your business and what would that look like? You know, so those are going to be really important for you to understand and learn. And to, if you don't have the X app, get it, make sure you have it loaded and make sure that you're in there learning how to use it. Okay, so we are on 14. So what makes Zingular different? And so we hear all the time our compensation plan. And so here's what really makes Zingular different. And I think this is important because we hear it from Sarah, who was with Amari and other businesses. And so she has something to compare it to and share with us. And so first of all, the 45% commission. There's no other company that has that. They have 35%, but also with their 35%, that 35% is paid in lower levels, so it's less of a return to, because our first 4 levels are where we make our most money, right? And so in other companies, this 35% is in lower levels. So it's watered down. It sounds like a lot, but it doesn't end up being a lot for them. The second thing with that is daily pay. No other company does daily pay like we do. Travel for 2, a lot do travel for 1, but not travel for 2, all expenses paid. And then culture, and they said make sure that we talk about culture, because we just take for granted the culture that we have, that we are doing what we're doing right here, where we're sharing cross line. It is an advantage for all of us, because the more all of us grow, the bigger the bonus pool is, the global bonus pool is, right? So we all are going to benefit from that. There's no other company that does that. They keep to themselves, whatever their team is, they keep to themselves and they don't share. And yeah, anyway, so that's huge for us, our culture. And then the global bonus pool, like I just talked about a lot, don't have that. And then ownership. And I know that if you were at Fling, that was talked a lot about with ownership, with having, you know, having 70% of our board is made up of people that were network marketers. And then knowing that it's private, that it will not be sold. It is not going to be turned into an affiliate link either, right? And then partnership with a corporation. So what you talked about with that is that they want to know what the field's doing. They're very invested in what the field is doing and the feedback of the field. And so, because if we don't grow, they don't have a job, right? And so they're really connected to finding out what is it that we want and that is working and not working. And that's why we have these different groups that are helping with beta testing and giving input on promotions and things like that. All right, and then the last thing is Sarah B challenged us, and I know we have a group of people that are doing this already, to a 30-day reel challenge, to do a 30-day reel challenge and watch your numbers grow. And so I know we just did a 14-day challenge, a bunch of our team, and we saw great growth for people that were doing it and doing it consistently. And that would be the thing that I'd say, is that if you are doing it and doing it consistently and not starting and stopping, when you're consistent, people they'll trust you, they'll come back to you. They know that if I hop on, if they hop on my page, they're going to see something about my business and about my family, and whatever. They can trust that when they come to my page, they're going to see that. And so they start to build up trust, and they act, or they think they know you, right? And so the 30-day reel challenge, and even if you start out and you're bad, who cares, right? Who cares? Just do it so that you can say that you did it, and you get better at it, because you're going to start watching and seeing, what, so-and-so watched my reel, what, so-and-so bought for me. And I will bet you that at your end of 30 days, you will have someone that comes to you and says, I bought from you because I watched you, and I followed what you were doing, and I saw your story. And so anyway, so those are the tips that Sarah B had, and Greg's going to share what Oliver had.
Okay. Can I jump in really quick?
Yep.
Are we like a hotel? We just gonna skip floor 13 because I completely missed it.
Okay, hold on a second.
So I got
nine was duplication.
11.
9.
Yep.
Vault was 10.
Duplication.
Wait. Share what makes Singular different.
What was the comp plan? That's what I put down.
Okay, sorry. Let me say it really quick for you. So starting with 8, have a pinned post on your story. 9 was best duplication model. 10 was Vault. 11 was Pulse, June 5th. 12 was Share. 13 was what makes Singular different, and 14 was 30-day reel challenge.
Okay. Then I got them all.
Okay, sorry. I should have been more
Okay.
more clear at the end.
Okay. Go for it, Greg.
Hey, so when Oliver stepped in front of the crowd, it was nothing but energy, because he's all energy, right? And the first thing he said was, there's been a shift in the direct sales space. We've all seen over the last couple of years a big shift, right? And so simplicity is really what he was emphasizing there, is to be simple, straightforward, and authentic. Because being authentic and telling the truth, because if they don't like you, they're going to Amazon. Because Sarah B said the same thing. If they don't like you, they're going to go to Amazon. But he talked about the different things that he's promised in the 8 months he's been here, and he's delivered. So he's created, he believes, and I guess those of us that have been around a while but also agree with and believe that he is trustworthy. And when he promises stuff, he's going to deliver. So that's awesome. And then he started talking about, and then if you've been to a function or you've heard him talk, you've heard him say this line, and he said this multiple times: change or become irrelevant. We have to learn to change so that we don't become irrelevant. He said that multiple times. But then he specifically went into, we have an 85-15 split in our company. There's 85% of our volume flows through customers. So it all goes to what Jan said a little bit earlier about taking care of your customers. 15% of the volume is moved through X-brand partners. And so as an X-brand partner, to bring them, to find out what's going on with partners that are, maybe struggling, help them find a solution. Listen, find out what negatives they're facing, and help find a solution. And if somebody ghosts you, here was Oliver's biggest line: who cares? Move on. So he did say the silver bullet of our business, the silver bullet in direct sales, is discipline. And then he got into biohacking. And so we are known and trademarked, of course, as the Biohack Company. Biohack is just simply a cheat code. It's just a cheat code. You can biohack everything about your life. Just making a small change on a consistent basis that will produce a huge result. Small changes on a consistent basis will produce huge results. He said, when we're talking about potential ex-brand partners coming on, he recommended, if they ask you, what makes you different? He said, Rudy. Talk about Rudy. Rudy is the primary owner of Zingular, correct? He has been in the direct sales arena for 54 plus years. He has 54 years of experience. He's been where we are, the highs, the lows, and the fact that we are not venture capitalist owned. We are privately held. And as Jan mentioned, 70% of the people that sit on the board have to be from the direct sales industry, ex-brand partner type things from whatever industry they were in. If they ask any other questions, it's that, how are you funded? If they're involved in another company and they're looking at our company, ask them, how is your company funded? And just talk Rudy up, talk Rudy up, talk Rudy up. That was his big advice on that. Another big line that he had was, remember the fire you had when you started? When you first started as an ex-brand partner, remember the fire you had, the ignorance on fire, and you built. Wake up tomorrow morning with that fire. Remember why you started to begin with. Even if you didn't start for the business and you started in the products, what made you change your mind? Number one. And number two, when you got started, remember that fire. And remember why you started. You can never let go of the why. He talked about that for a long time.
Sarah did call that. She called it a gap. She called it like when you first started and you got excited, and then you got to your highest point that you're at, so whatever level that was, and then maybe you slid back or whatever, wherever you're sitting right now, that's called the gap, and it's moving out of that gap.
So he ended with these four things. He said, I'll leave you with these four things. Start tomorrow like it's day one. Be the voice that someone wants to hear. Be ready to reinvent yourself or transform yourself on a regular basis, because we are evolving and transforming consistently. Our business is just, Zingular 2.0, we only got, according to the two of them, we only got 7 months of that left, and then it's going to be 3.0. So the train has just left the station, and if you think it's moving fast now, hold on. And he emphasized this last point. Never, never, never forget your why. And of course, he had lots of good stories in between, but those were his major points. And that would be it.
June 5th is going to be, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming June 5th, so kind of mark that on your calendar. Melissa, do you have anything you want to add?
Sorry, my fingers are about to fall off from typing so fast. Y'all have got to get excited about it. I'm not even. I know that some people are frustrated from seeing these new people come in and just kill it. But Why can't it be you? Why can't you go back to where we started and let's freaking go? Let's go and run just as fast as them. Let's find some new people who have that fire and set that fire under their butt, just like they're doing. We can do this. Every single person on this in this group can do this. We have just got to talk to more people, and do the things that she just said. I mean, let's do the social media challenge. If you just finished it, do it again. Let's do that for 30 days. Let's do that. If you're in my group, we're doing a 28-day social media challenge. Just do a reel along with it every day. Then you've got the challenge done. And I'm going to tell you, if you are not utilizing Chat GPT, I don't know why, because it has changed my life. It's changed everything about my life. I can take any post now, and I still post every single day from people, put it in my Chat GPT and say, use this content and make it original to me. And I had got a post. And then I'm just like, okay, what kind of picture should I make? What kind of picture should I post with it? And they're like, would you like for me to make you a graphic? Well, yeah, I would. Go ahead. And then he makes me a graphic, and I say, well, that kind of looks kind of cheesy. Please make it not so cheesy. And I've named mine. His name is Ralph. And me and Ralph are good buddies. So become good buddies. Teach him. And one thing that I do is when I get the post that sounds like me, we all go back and change things. After you change it, copy it and put it back into Chat GPT and say, this is my final post that I posted. So he learned you. So now I don't even have to do that anymore. I don't even have to go back and redo it. I mean, I'm able to copy and paste it because it says y'all. It talks just like me. Everything that he says. And one of the things that, with your niche and stuff, that he can create your post every single day based on your niche. He will do the research for you. He will look it up and do the things for you. He knows Singular. If you have not put your products in there, put your products in there. Tell him to save it for every post that you use. Teach him to be proficient for you, and you will be unstoppable. You take your ideas and then you just let Chat GPT grow those ideas and bloom those ideas, and you sound like the smartest person in the room. I'm telling you, I am just amazed. I amaze myself by how smart I sound. I'm just not even kidding. I mean, he is just like, he's my buddy. So become buddies with your Chat GPT, because not only will it give you information and give you quick information, because I don't know if you're like me and just some days you just can't think. I mean, it's just so much. You get so overwhelmed, and just some days you just can't think. Well, you don't have to no more. I mean, he thinks for you most of the time. And it's fantastic. And I know some people are scared of this, but you don't have to be. I mean, just use it as a tool, just like we have all of these other tools. What, Jan? Sorry,
I was going to say,
cut you off.
That's okay. I was going to just add to that. When you're asking him to do posts and stuff for you, ask for 15 days of posts, or 30 days of posts, or 30 days of real ideas, or whatever. Ask him for ideas, and he'll give you, he'll give you ideas based on everything that you've been feeding into him so far. And so if you throw everything that you have about your niche in there, or about yourself in there, he'll give you some really great ideas, and he'll even break it down into different areas on wellness. On for ours, it was wellness and country and grandkids, and so he'll break it down. So, and then you could just say more. If you don't like the ideas, just say more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. And just when you can't think, we're just like, oh my gosh, I got to do a post on, because you want to do your 4 pillars. You're just like, what can I do about my grandkids? And he'll give me I was like, just give me an idea about a post, and I'll go back and look for a picture and post a picture in Chat GPT and say, give me a post based on this picture. And just like that, it's just so much simpler. And that's the thing we want. I mean, confused partners do nothing. So if you can make it simple for yourself, you will do more. If you can make it simple for your partners, they will do more. And if it's something that people enjoy doing, then they're going to stick around. So I'm telling you, I cannot wait. I'm on so many beta groups right now. I cannot wait for what is coming. I manipulate the situation and get myself on all these beta groups because I can't stand not knowing what's coming. So Pulse is amazing. Y'all, when that comes out, it's going to be mind-blowing. And I think it's going to be better than Teamsy because you can connect with people straight from your app. You don't have to go and copy and paste anything. It's going to be amazing. We're getting the shopping links. That's coming soon, when you can go ahead and put everything in their shopping cart and send them the X quiz. That thing is going to be amazing. That's coming sometime in the next couple of weeks. I mean, y'all, we got new flavors coming. We got I mean, I've been seeing all kinds of people trying new stuff, and all of that should excite you. All of that should make you want to set yourself up for success by getting your partners ready, getting new partners, getting the ones that have kind of stepped back a minute, get them on the phone, talk to them, and get them excited. I'm just so excited. They've already done the training. I'm not going to do it again. Fired up. You guys need to be fired up for everything. I cannot wait. Y'all did a fantastic job on that training, and I was typing, like I said, my fingers are about to fall off, but there's so many things that we can start and implement and start right now. So why not wake up tomorrow morning like it's the very first day? How would that change? How would that change? What does your business, your days look like? Your attitude look like now compared to the first week that you started signing people up? Is it the same? Has it fallen back? Do you not think you're good enough anymore? Do you think that you can't get back to where it was? Well, all I can tell you is whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So get out of your own way, get out of your own head, start telling yourself you can, start telling yourself you're good enough, start telling yourself you're an amazing leader, start telling yourself that you can find partners, and then go freaking do it. Because the only thing in your way is you. So get out of your own dang way, quit putting limits on yourself, and go do the dang thing. It is sitting there waiting on you and waiting on me, and I'm ready for it. So it is time to take this 2.0 and run with that and get ready for the 3.0 all the way to 5.0. I mean, y'all, it's not going to stop. It's just going to get better and better with them at the helm, and I'm so excited. So anybody else got anything? I just kind of took over. Is it Christy even on here? I didn't see her. No.
Melissa, I have a question.
Okay. Anybody else got anything?
I got a question. So to Jan, so when she was talking about the platform, like Facebook versus Instagram, can you kind of explain that again? I'm trying to figure out, like, because I do have all my stuff go from Facebook to Instagram, and then my stories, I do my stories that go from Instagram to Facebook. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what to kind of change on that.
Yep, good question. And so I asked her when we had a chance to talk afterwards too. And so basically talking about if you go in and kind of follow some of the people, some of these new girls that have come in, and especially they're on leaderboard, look at kind of how they have their layout on their Instagram versus their Facebook. And on Instagram, it's all about their whatever their niche is, whether it's, you know, hers was hormonal coaching, you know, so whatever it is with products and menopause and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? And then keep it all clean. And your stories, put everything on your stories. You can put family, you can put anything on your stories. Even if you go to Instagram stories and share it, because that's, or Facebook and share back to Instagram. Stories are fine for everything. And then on Facebook, that's where you're going to do more of your, you know, your family things or your, you know, specific things like that. Does that make sense? Again, you know, not to keep your family off of Instagram, but that's, if you want your business to grow, then Instagram is like that is really your kind of your business face, if that makes sense. Now I talk about biohacking. So I'm biohacking everything. So I put my family stuff up there and talked about biohacking your health and being around family and what it does for your health being around family. So if you're doing something like that and dripping in the biohacking company and biohacking and product, and, you know, then you can do that. But just kind of look at how you're laying it out too and try and clean it up so that it's aesthetically pleasing. Now, I watched one of the girls on their team. She uses 3 pictures and 3 reels that she has done. And then she replaces all the text that she's got for her hooks over the top of the graphic on them. But she uses just a couple of pictures and she doesn't have a whole ton of other pictures. So she's not having to constantly, I'm sure, think about what she wants to create. She just uses those. And then if you've seen kind of the fade outs that people are using and the you know, blurring that people are using, she'll do that just to give it a different effect.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Yep.
This is Kim. I have a question.
Hello.
I have a question.
Okay.
On number 8, you said have a pin post on social media. What's a pin post?
Yeah, so a post that is pinned is you can, when you create a post, you have an option to pin it. And if you go into like it's the 3 little dots, it'll give you an option to click on pin the post, and that pins it at the top of your page. So that's the first thing that everybody sees. And you can
Oh,
pin it, you can pin it on Instagram, you can pin it on Facebook. She did say you can pin it on TikTok. I've never done that. I do TikTok stuff, but I've never pinned there. But when you pin it, it stays there. And so it doesn't move. And so that should be your story, so that every time somebody comes there, they see your story.
oh, great. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jan, I have something to add to that one that I have a question about. So Christy has us, we have currently pinned like the results, people's testimonials for the NAD. So should we be taking that down and put, because I used to have my story there, but now we're doing that. So should I go back to having my story pinned then?
I would say, yeah, go back to your story. I don't know that it matters that you're putting that stuff in, but but the whole point with having your story pinned is that people then see your story, they know your story, they remember your story. Now, I can tell you, because I know what you're doing with the NAD, and we did it like with the Gut Collective and GLPX had an album, and so every time we put it up, and that I know Sheila Curtis suggested that because she was having great success, and people were seeing the results, right? So they're coming in there and looking every time you put a picture up. So there's that part of it too. So I guess you just probably have to kind of play, maybe change it up, maybe go, with your pin post of your story for a while, and then a pin post of Gut Collective stuff or NAD stuff.
Right. Just kind of see like what you're what's working. kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, and one more thing that I just thought of too when you were talking about that is one of the things that I talked to in our conversation with Amanda. She's one of the new girls that's come in that's an influencer, and she said, what is the reason that jingles like on commercials on TV? Like if you think about it, like, hey, Mike, what day is it? What day is it? Why do you know that? Why do you know what he's going to say, what that is? Because they played it over and over and over and over and over and over, and you saw it constantly. That she said the same thing. She put, if you look at what they're doing, they're putting the same post up, not just pictures, the same post and everything up over and over and over again. They'll do like she does when she makes a post. She goes ahead and schedules it for 3 days out, for 6 days out, for 12 days out, and she puts it that same post and schedules it over and over, like. So she's already got a month's worth of that post because she wants people to see it over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, well, that's freaking brilliant, and that, I mean, how much work does that cut down on? And if you look at them, they are putting up so many posts, but they're not really doing it because they put it up one time and then just scheduled it out, for the whole month. So that's something too, because she said it's just like a TV commercial. You want them to see the things over and over because it takes 7 to 12 times for someone to see something for it to click in their head to say, oh, yeah, I might need that. So do the same things over and over again. And it's okay. It's okay not to have original post every single time. Just go back, to one that you did 3 or 4 days ago and repost it. So, okay.
Yeah. And if you think about it, when you if you're on Instagram, if you ever saw something that you're like, you know what, I want to buy that, right? And you're like, I'm going to click on that Instagram link. And you may click on the link just to see what it is and then go to Amazon and buy it because you don't know for sure if you know what I'm saying. But why did you click on it? Because you kept seeing it. It kept coming into your feed over and over and over again. And so so it's kind of that same concept. And if you think about this too, those of you that have done the 14-day challenge, you have 14 days of reusable stuff. If you're doing the 30-day challenge or the 28-day challenge, you're going to have 28 days of reusable stuff. So like Melissa said, keep posting it, keep, reusing it, and then get good at it. Have ChatGPT really hone it down and redo it for you and help you get the best, the best verbiage and the best hook lines too. Think about the hook lines that you're putting on your pictures or putting in your, your very first sentence, and ask ChatGPT to help you with that too.
Yep. This is exciting so much. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Ask now or forever hold your peace. It's open forum. If you got a question, ask. Okay. All righty. Keep doing the things, because being consistent is what's going to get you to your goal line. I know sometimes it's hard, and I know sometimes it can be frustrating when you're not immediately seeing results, especially for you type A personalities. But if you are consistent, that's what it takes, just like they said. So I am going to declare Ephesians 3:20 over all of you. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask, because we honor him. His blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. You are in the right place at the right time, and I declare boldness to rise up in each one of you. God is going to open supernatural doors. People are going to seek us out, and we will rise in the ranks because we give him the honor and glory. Love you guys. Mwah. Thanks, Jan and Greg.
You too. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.